morning, my friends. It is I, Paige the Puppet, and I am here with Mama and the beginnings of Shawn Boston. So, as you can see, when I was asleep, Mama went ahead and started with Shawn Boston's first arm. And you can see he's kind of buff looking. Oh, hi! There's already a viewer out there. Thank you so much for joining me and Mama as we get ready to make first Shawn Boston's ever arm. So that's what we're doing right now. Oh, I guess we lost that viewer. I guess they were not interested. And that's fine. This is kind of, we're just kind of making Shawn Boston. So Mama is threading the needle right now. I guess I don't really need to narrate what she is doing. You can see it mostly on the screen. It might be too early for my fans right now. It is Sunday morning, and lots of people we imagine are sleeping in right now and not really on YouTube and looking for to watch. Okay, so what you can see here is Mama has already made a little muscle for inside of Shawn Boston's arm. And so if you can imagine, it's going to be just like this one. He's going to have strong arms. And you can see that this one only is stuffed at the top for right now. We are going to later be adding his hands. But for right now, we are just going to be sewing up his big bicep muscle into. So we're going to make sure that we add a little bit of space at the beginning so that it is not too tight to his body so it can be attached. So there we go. Hi, good morning. I see there is a viewer out there. Thank you for joining in to watch. As you can see, we have added, good morning, it's Monique. Hi, Monique. Hey, tell me, what do you think of Mr. Shawn Boston's arm? That wasn't there last time when we were on. After the last live, Mama added a few muscles and did one of the arms. Thank you for the like. That really helps us to be more visible to YouTube. Okay, Mama's having troubles just making sure that we're on the camera so you can kind of see what she is doing as I am yapping and talking. Yes, we are very proud of the progress that is coming so far. We can't wait to start on his face, but we want to make sure his body and his hands are ready first before we move on to the rest of his face. We are currently waiting for his hair. Oh, neat. We will have to go and read the subreddit, Miss Monique. We will have to go and read the subreddit a little later. We're only going to be on for maybe just till 8:30 our time because Mama has to go to work at her day job today, and she is due to start at 9:30 our time. And so we could only be on for a little while today, but I told her we have to go live today because she is doing too much work off camera. Because, as you can see, she added the muscles without letting you watch that. And she added a whole arm without letting you watch that. But she figured that, well, with the arm at least, you would be able to watch it the second time because he needs two of them. Well, thank you so much for hopping in. I am so glad that now that I have got, all ages content, that the notifications work. Before, when I was just for preschool kids, they said, no, we don't allow you to have notifications. And I thought that was kind of a bummer. So it's kind of nice now that I am doing this. Now, the next step, we want to make sure that we are staying close to the shape of his arm. So you can see that next step, we're actually going to go in and sew closer in to that. Good morning, Joe. No, you are not the only one working this morning. I am just doing this. Mama actually has to go to her day job in an hour. Well, we'll go off screen in an hour. She has to work in 2 hours. But she had already done, you can see that off screen, she had completed the muscles and one of the arms. And I told her, you can't do too much of this off screen. People want to see. People want to see what you're doing and how Shawn Boston is coming together and how you're getting these big buff muscles and stuff out of him. Because I am certainly not buff the way that he is. Not at all. Not at all. I'm kind of a fluffy bunny type. But that is just the way my body is. And so we're making his body type to match a little bit of his personality. Because we figured that if he is going to be a YouTube star and he has so many fans and everybody is saying they love him, that he must have good looks. So, and typically in today's society, good looks means you have that healthy, worked out look. Sometimes that's just what it means around. So as you can see, we're giving him a little bit of a bicep. And then we're just going to go along. And now what Mama's going to do is just match up the arms. And she's going to cut in. So that they match. So first she's going to have to make sure she makes a knot there so it doesn't come out once she does this. And then she will make the rest of his arm. And so, yeah, we decided that, she was doing too much of this off screen, so she better get on the screen and show you some of how he is developing. Uh-oh, there's a piece of foam on his chest. Check it out. We are very proud of the way his muscles turned out. If you can't guess already, we're talking about them so much. So since both of you also watch the Early Morning Guru show, are you looking forward to LuLaRoe? Did I say that right? LuLaRoe. Hey, make sure that you put a like. If you are watching, you should make sure that you put a like on the stream, because that makes sure that YouTube thinks that we're good. And we think we're good. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now we're just going to go snippity snip. Oh, we're going to do this on the screen. Haha. Thank you for dropping the like, Monique. We really appreciate that. Did you know that I am now, thanks to you and all my fans out there, I am now up to 126 subscribers. Thank you so much. Oh, you bought the book yesterday and you finished. What did you think? I would love to hear your thoughts. And make sure that you go and put a review for them on Amazon, because that will help them as authors. We want to make sure that we are helping the people that make the stuff that we like in content. Mama is just feeling along because she knows she's doing this part more by feel than by actuality. Yeah. Oh, do. Close enough. Don't think I would buy them for my wife. Okay. Oh, for LuLaRoe. Yeah. I wouldn't think a wife would really appreciate that too much. But who knows? I mean, it takes different types of styles and folks to do things. But yeah, I don't think that those are the prettiest. That's for sure. I don't think those are the prettiest. So now she has cut out the arm shape, and she's going to just sew that up so that it can be added. if it's fun, then you're supposed to do it, though. Joe just said that he'd have too much fun writing a review. And that could be true. That could be true. You know, Mama keeps meaning to write reviews, but then she writes them mostly in her head and doesn't get them onto paper for the authors that she likes. And then she feels guilty because she wanted to give them a review, but then it didn't happen. So many times that happens. She likes to think that they know. I know they don't know, though. They talk about it on their writers' blogs, about how that makes them sad. Oh, you write book reviews. That's right. You could totally do it on your blog. We have a website, and I will eventually start, start blogging. But I don't have much traffic there right now. So it wouldn't really help too many people, I don't think, even if I started writing about them. But soon, you know, as my audience grows, then my influence grows. And then my words will have more meaning. Well, do they have more meaning when more people listen to them? Maybe that's a topic we should talk about one day. Not today. Not so much today. Mama just wants to make sure that the arms are kind of the same size as she goes along. She gave him too much space, she thinks. Oopsie. She had to put her hair in there. Silly woman. Doo-doo-doo. Here we go. So Mama got a COVID test yesterday. It was not nearly as sticky up the nosy as she thought. You see, she was recently not directly exposed, but there was a girl at her work who got a positive. She never worked together on the same shift, but Mama really wanted to go to a party last night. That was a birthday party for somebody in her friends group. So they went yesterday morning and got the rapid test to make sure they didn't have to COVID before they went to the party. And so she had the test and she was negative. Oh, hi, RK. Yeah. And so she wasn't sick or nothing. She didn't even have no symptoms, except she always has a sore throat because she has this really, really bad habit. And so she always kind of has a sore throat all the time. And it wasn't a new symptom or nothing, but she just wanted to be double sure. Because there was a gentleman there who is on oxygen. That was the daddy of the birthday boy. The birthday boy was 60. So we are not talking about children here or nothing. But, you know, so yeah. And it wasn't nearly so bad. Yeah, we didn't have it. Nobody had it. Nobody had it in our house anyways. There are cases in our community, of course. And Mama does have a job that's kind of public, you know. So we wanted to be double sure. She didn't want to feel guilty if she accidentally had it and went to a party. That's the only reason. And you know, for $60, not so bad for the peace of mind, right? Anyways, that's what she figured. Oh, and she had both of the what do they call them? That name? Yeah, maybe I should say that name. YouTube probably not that I'm monetized, but anyway. As you can see, hey RK, what do you think? What do you think? He got biceps. Isn't that cool? Anyway, yeah, back to work. So as I said earlier, we'll only probably be on for a little while. Mama has more supplies that she needs to get in order to get his hands done, and she also has to work in just a little over an hour and a half. She has to work at 9:30 Western time. I don't know why I call it Western time. It's Mountain time, but whatever. Mountain time. Anyway. We're getting to the end. This is towards, now this won't be the wrist. This will kind of be towards the end of the wrist. We are making the hands separately from the rest of the arm, because that's the only way Mama could figure out how to do it and give him the right look for what she wanted. Now you'll notice that she's putting the fuzzy part on the inside. Now I was born with the fuzzy part on the outside, but because he is human and because he is going to be, we want him to look more human, then we are putting the not fuzzy side on the outside. So this would actually be considered the wrong side of the fabric. But it works for our purposes because we don't want him to be fuzzy on the outside. I hope that makes sense. So that is how that works. And then we put his muscle back in. And she wants to make sure that the fat side of the muscle is to the outside. And that it is. Here we go. So the next step here is to close up that muscle inside the arm. Close up the muscle inside the arm. Yeah, he has pretty spongy muscles, but his gains are very illusional. Illusional? Well, that works because he's kind of delusional, huh? I think it is so fun that the whole book was written online and now most of the whole puppet is being created that way too. That's kind of neat. I think it would make good for a very good press release. Okay, you go make breakfast. Enjoy your breakfast, Miss Monique. Thank you for joining me and watching as Mama builds Shawn Boston. Bye. Bye for now. There we go. Okay. So now what Mama is doing is sort of folding in the ends so that when she gets them together sewed, they will sort of kind of blend together so that the seam is almost seamless. Yeah. So as Mama does that, sometimes she needs to concentrate as she tells me, be quiet for just a second so that I can concentrate on this. And that's why sometimes you'll find that I go silent for a minute or a few seconds. I try to not make it a whole minute. I don't know if I can ever be quiet for a whole minute. That would be very challenging, I think. So, RK, are you going to be wearing the Lulu robe too? Or is it Joe that is my sole viewer that is left behind? I know only one of you is here because I can see the numbers on the screen, but I don't know who you are unless you comment. That's the only way I can see who you are this time. I don't know. Maybe they have that. Oh, okay. Oh, Joe H is at work. Oh, so that must be difficult work, Joe. I think so. At least my work is very simple. I just turn on the camera and I talk. And that is a fairly simple job. Mama's job, at the restaurant, well, she is much more comfortable in the kitchen than on the floor, that's for sure. Yesterday proved that. She went back to the kitchen for one day. She was cooking breakfasts yesterday instead of serving them. But she is learning. She has ADHD and anxiety, and so that had been making the job a little more difficult. But she is learning. And she is trying to give the people a good experience, but there's been a couple of times that she's failed. And she's working on it. Do you want to hear a weird random fact about Mama? Well, one weird random fact is that she did not learn to drive until she was 35. Technically, she was 34, but it rhymes more when you say 35. Oh dear, yes, if you were to talk at work, it would mean something's wrong. That would be sad. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I could have a job that didn't allow me to talk. Mama, too, she's a talker. But she's a reader, too. Did you know that she can read like 100 pages an hour? At least last time she measured. It's been a while. She might be a slowpoke now. Not a slowpoke. She'll never be a slowpoke at reading, but a slowpoke comparatively. This part goes kind of slow because we want to make sure that we're getting it all in there. And usually when Mara is sewing, it's a lot closer to her face, usually, instead of having it in the middle of the table. So she's finding that a bit of a challenge. But we're getting there. Slowly his arm is coming together. And then once she finishes this part, we'll attach it to the body. And I think that may be where we end this stream. Because as I said earlier, the next step is going to either be his hands, or we can start working maybe a little bit on his face. Now, because he does need a nose and some eyes. Oh yes, as we get older, our eyes start to not work as well. Mama has those things, what do they call them with the two eyes? The bifocals, yes, only now they have them, they call them the progressive lenses, so they don't have the lines in the middle anymore. Yeah.
Mama has tried several sets of contacts trying to alleviate the bifocalness of her eyes, but she has not found a good set of contacts yet. None of them are quite right. And so she has stuck with glasses. Now, she was very, very skeptical the last time she bought glasses. Now, if you don't know Mama, Mama is so huge on buying local. Buy local, she says. Buy local, buy local. So she has always bought her glasses at the local eyeglass shop. But when she went the last time, it was over. If she had gotten everything she wanted in her glasses, it would have been just over $600, and that's a lot of money. And so she decided, okay, even though I really don't like it, it only costs $124, including shipping, to get these from this internet company. And so she ordered them from the internet company, feeling kind of guilty and kind of bad, but $600 compared to $124, it just could not be beat. And so she loves them. And she's sad that she loves them, but happy at the same time because it was a good price. There we go. So now you can see he has another arm. Yay! Oh, you have safety glasses that are bifocals. That is awesome. Okay, so one thing Mama is realizing is that we cannot go directly to his body because it is facing the wrong way. So we are going to have to close off this with the naughty knots so it doesn't ever come out. And then when we're done with the naughty knots, then we can go to the other side and attach the corner to Mr. Shawn Boston so he can have two arms. And this will be attaching to the nubby nubs. There we go. Okay, she's going to have to smash them down onto the surface there so that she can do this properly. You don't want to attach too much of the arm, otherwise he won't be able to lift his arms and go in the different directions. So this has to be a fairly loose joint. Shawn does have a big mouth, but it will look smaller once he's been in operation. When we sit as puppets, it's very difficult unless you put tape in our mouths, we can't close our mouths. So we always look like we have the biggest mouths. We don't really have the biggest mouths. It just looks like that. So now Mama's going to go in and make this a joint. We will tighten this up later in the game. This is just a tight partial joint so that we can work with it. And then later on, she will go and clean it up. But for now, we're just attaching it to him. There we go. So now, Mr. Shawn has two arms. No hands, but two arms. You see, he can sing, he can sing, he can sing. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I hope so. You think so? Anyways, we're going to take him off of here. Take the pool noodle out. There we go. The pool noodle. And you can see that his mouth looks a lot smaller when it's closed. Hey, dude. I'm getting halfway there. Woo! Oh, hey. Oh, Where's my adoring fans? Are they out there? They are, my adoring fans. Woohoo. Later. Okay, so there we go. So that's the beginnings of Shawn Boston. Obviously, that's not his real voice. That's Paige's voice pretending to be Shawn Boston, but you know how it goes. Anyways, we'll get him back on. There we go. Get him back on his perch. And that is his progress for today. There we go. Okay, I'm going to sign off for now. And when we come back, well, I don't know whether we're going to work on his face or his hands. It will kind of depend on the mood that Mama is in for working on and what happens there. We are still waiting for his hair to arrive. It is coming through the mail, and it has not come yet. We just ordered it last weekend because we needed to decide what kind of hair he was going to have. And if you've read the book, you know that he has a pompadour. So that's going to take a little bit of designing to get that to look just right. But can you imagine? Let's see if we can find just a little thing to pretend to be eyes. His eyes. Ha! You can't see that. You can't see that very well. There we go. We can pretend that's an eyes. It's going to happen, and it's going to be so good. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much to Joe and RK and Monique who joined me live, and to all of you who are watching me later in the replay. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you are enjoying watching Shawn Boston be bored. And if you're not already subscribed... Oh no, that was a horrible cough. And if you are already subscribed, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you haven't already, give this a like. Thank you very much. Until next time, have an amazing rest of the day. Bye for now, friends.